Hey, good evening. We're in our Psalm study, number 29, still in the short Psalms of David. This is a little 11 verse one. It's the voice in the Lord in the storm. It's David does kind of a neat thing here. He hears a storm coming, and it gets closer in this psalm, and then it goes over, and it's busting the trees down and splitting them up into splinters and scaring the animals and causing them to give birth, and passes on over and goes off in the distance. And David says the glory of the Lord's revealed in that. It's the way it is sometimes. I guess it's like it's in the storms of life that we most clearly see the Lord. Remember Job, he knew the Lord, but he knew him better after he saw him in that tornado, in the whirlwind, the King James uses the word. Let's read what David says here in Psalm 29. I guess we'd call this one a nature psalm because he's sitting there listening to this storm coming. He says, that's the voice of God, if you'll listen. Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due his name. I mean, we never appropriately do that, give the Lord the glory due his name, but we try. That's our goal, ain't it? Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. And remember, holiness is the opposite of sin. There's a beauty in worshiping the Lord in holiness. He's the holiest one. The voice of the Lord is upon the waters. Now, David, hears it coming across the lake or the sea over there. And here's the storm coming. He says, I can hear the voice of the Lord upon the waters. The God of glory thunders. The Lord's upon many waters. The storm's getting closer. The voice of the Lord's powerful. The voice of the Lord's full of majesty. Now it's getting real close. There's a real storm out there. And he says, the voice of the Lord's breaking the cedars. Yea, the Lord breaks the cedars of Lebanon. He makes them skip like a calf. The wind's in the storm and it's busting the cedars, and they're just logs skipping like a calf across through there. Lebanon and Syrian like a young unicorn or like a young wild ox. Here it says, it's a simile. It says the trees are bouncing across there like these animals running across the field. The voice of the Lord divides the flames of fire. I guess that's the lightning forking out in the sky, but I can see just a little hint of Acts chapter 2 there, that the cloven tongues of fire come and rest upon the apostles in the upper room. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. That thunder's shaking the whole ground in the storm. And the Lord shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord makes the hinds or the deers to calve. I guess they get so scared because the forest is crashing that they prematurely give birth here. And he discovers or uncovers the forest, that all the trees are blowing down. The Lord's making a clear cut with a storm. And in his temple doth everyone speak of his glory. I guess people's in the temple praying. So look what God's doing. The Lord sitteth upon the flood. I guess there's a lot of rain came with it. He says, I can see God in that. Yea, the Lord sits king forever. The Lord will give strength unto his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. Or after the storm's gone, he says there'll be peace after the storm. Or another Old Testament writer says there's clear shining after the rain. And I guess we can say that's kind of like this life, that after the storms of this life, there'll be peace. There'll be clear shining after the rain for the people of God. See you next week. We'll do Psalm 30.